Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application. We have a few different seating arrangements. We have just reclining over here. We have a bar stool seating over here, dining over here, and then we have a barbecue section over here that they're interested in heating up. Let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. So overall dimensions I have here, it's approximately 46 feet from here to here. Another 19 feet this direction here. Total length over here I have 29 and 9.5 roughly. Seating position, we have 8-foot sofa over here. And let's see if there's anything else here really that we can look at. We have a section over here about 12 foot from this edge here to this edge here. And then the overall length in this section here I have at 1511. I think that's about the same over here. No, sorry about that. That's right around from here to here. And I think that's about it for right now. This bar stool or this wall here from this edge here out 1510 or sorry 24 3/16 is what I have here, so bear that in mind. It's not exactly to the inch, but in any case, overall height of 8'11". And then just a side note, we do have some skylights up here, several skylights that we are looking at here in different locations. So these are all things we're going to have to work around. There is a going to be a chandelier here. Now I just placed a lamp here, and then there's a couple of lamps, or 1 or 2 lamps, maybe 4. We're not quite sure of that. There are some design changes on this plan here. If we looked at the floor plan overall, you can see that there's some changes already with regards to the bar stool area, and I think that's about it for right now. Everything else pretty much matches up. There was some ideas of possibly placing some smaller units in these locations here. We got one location here, here, and over here, over the bar. They had looked at 2 units over here, and then there wasn't anything over here in the seating position here. So after discussing some of this information, we're going to go ahead and make our recommendations. So let's go ahead and switch that off here, and we'll switch that off right now. All right, so first of all, let's just go ahead and look at the reclining space here. So let's see here. My recommendations are going to be to place some SlimLine. These are 4,000 watt SlimLine units. Now, this could either be on a control system or just simple on off. If they're simple on off, you may want to place these 2 on one switch, these 2 on one switch, or each individual switches, just depending on how you want to utilize that. I do have the steam position here centered within the span of the fireplace. And so let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. Oh, I should mention here, I have this at a 10-degree tilt towards the center. You can see there's a bracket up here. Also, the bracket you can maneuver the bracket left to right here through this little gap that goes along the whole top of the unit itself. Just a side note of that. So this is 10 degrees pointed towards the center here. This is 10 degrees pointed towards this center here. And let's go ahead and look at the clearances. Overall clearances, we have 6 inches above the heater, and then 6 inches all the way around above the heater, and then we have 18 inches to the left and right here, as well as to the on each end here. You can see the angle of the 10 degrees still maintains that 6 inches of clearance, so no problem with that. Now, if there is a lamp in this section here, then again, if it's centered within this span here, that would be perfect, and should be no issues with regards to clearances to combustibles. So let's go ahead and turn that off and look at the footprint of heat. So footprint of heat, you can see we have a really good coverage overall. So this unit is designed for an installation height of 8 foot off the finished floor. And if you want to look at the dimensions of the, let's see if I have them here. I think that might be it. Oh, here we go. Sorry about that. Yep, actually I don't have that on here. So yeah, in any case, they say if you're at 8 foot above the finished floor, I think it says about 10 foot by 11 foot distances of coverage. So you're going to get a really good coverage with this span here. Now, if we just placed one unit here in the center of the fireplace, then we're not going to really get that coverage we're looking for. So let's just go ahead and move this over for a second and just to kind of get a good idea of what that coverage would look like. So this is just a ballpark centered area here, but you can see that we're getting this couch fine, but the outer seating over here, if it comes out further than the fireplace, there is no way that we're going to get that seating area covered well. So I'm going to go back to what that plan was and go with this. Also the distances from each other, let's see if I have that. I believe it's at 8 foot center to center. There we go. So we got 8 foot center to center on the heaters, and of course the distances between these beams, we just have this bracket centered on the beam. I chose the SlimLine because it fits well within the structure visually, and the 10 degrees allows that nice overcrossing over here. So that is the reclining space there. So let's go ahead and turn that off for a minute and look at the other options here. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff on my my plan here, so we'll go ahead and look at the bar stool area. So bar stool area here, I just have this unit. Now this could be either a 3000 or a 4000. If it's a 4000, you would probably want a dimming system on it. I believe they did mention that this bar stool seating height is going to be just a kind of a countertop seating height, so it's not going to be as high as a normal bar stool, but either 3000 or 4000 would work well. Now if this is normal seating height, like a bar countertop, not a true bar sitting up a little bit higher, then you'd probably want a 4000 watt unit. But in any case, you'd probably want a dimming system on this if you put a 4000 watt unit here and this bar stool is higher. And let's go ahead and look at the clearances below the heater. That's my main concern here. So if these are combustible lamps, then you want to make sure that either these are moved. I have them centered over the bar, here, so you'd have to move them to the right a little bit, or make sure that these are non-combustible. So that's one issue I see there. But if you looked at the footprint of heat with the array itself, you can see that you're getting a really good coverage, and we're not penetrating these lamps as far down as they come. I think they're 24 inches down to the bottom edge here from the beam right here. So that wouldn't be a problem with the beam, but again, combustible surfaces are an issue. So I have it centered within the span of the bar, and you got a nice good coverage right there. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and we'll go ahead and look at the seating position for the dining space. And what I have here is 2 of the 4000 watt units. I have it centered within the sitting position of the dining space. So if we looked at the original plan, they have the dining space set right up here. And with that being said, we have good coverage. We do have a lamp here, so I have these at 10 degrees pointed out from each other. The other reason behind that is the fact that we have a array that is overlapping. If we pointed them straight down, there would be a large overlapping section here, which would make this a very hot spot here. So with this ray coming out 10 degrees out to the left, 10 degrees, out to the right, and 10 degrees out to the left, this would make a very good covered patio section. Now if this table ends up being pushed to the left or right, centered within this overall span from, let's say, this wall here to this outer edge here, then you'd want to make sure that you center the equipment based on the seating position itself. So, all right, let's go ahead and turn that off and look at the last place, which is the barbecue section. And the barbecue section here, I just have the unit placed on this beam, centered within the patio structure here, and pointed straight down to the ground. All clearances are met. And even, this is I believe, let's see here. Well, I believe there should be maybe some lighting up here or something of that nature, but as long as it's above here, then that should not be an issue. But in any case, let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. You were getting a very good coverage throughout this overall span here. Now you probably want this to be a 3,000 watt unit, or possibly a 4,000 with a control system on it. So just bear that in mind as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a overall look at the full area here, and you'll see that we get a really nice coverage throughout these whole areas. Now, if you were to want to heat up the entire patio, there would be many more units that would be required. So we're just looking at heating up particular spaces as opposed to whole entire patio section. So, all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote us in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers. And that's my dog speaking. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.